What's up, everybody? This is the video from the Mid-American. I figured I'd give some commentary on my thoughts and everything like that on the events, on the event in general, on the whole contest. It was great. It was such an awesome experience to head out to Indiana and be able to compete, and be able to compete not only for fun, but you know, there was actually some prize money up for grabs, and I was lucky enough to take second and earn enough money to pay for my trip there and to pay for my nationals trip this year. So that was amazing, and that's something that, you know, lately has been an issue with pro strongman, is there hasn't been a whole lot of money up for grabs, which means the athletes are having to give up you know, money of their own, I guess. And it's not that we're so good we shouldn't have to pay for our own trip, but it is that if we're considered pros, you know, we should be able to have the chance to earn enough money to, you know, not only just make a living, but to be able to travel. And I mean, that hasn't been the case the last couple years. So, and at any rate, before I get into talking about the events, I want to thank my sponsors, Bioforce, Strength Crew and Metrics, and then, you know, my chiropractor making sure I'm healthy, Dr. Bridgman in Ellensburg, Washington, and I train at Ellensburg CrossFit. It's, you know, and all those guys work with me. They help me to become a better version of myself, and without them, I wouldn't be the same. So I got to send a very sincere thank you out to all those people, out to all those organizations. This carry medley was a burner, man. I trained this hard, and there was a good reason that I thought it was really hard coming into the contest, because it was. The I-beam was really awkwardly shaped. I know that the video that you just saw, it was a huge I-beam, and it was really weird to carry, and the way that I flipped it up, I'm not sure anyone else used that technique. I told everybody I was going to try that, and a couple guys were like, oh yeah, whatever. I still get that, even after being, you know, somewhat successful in the sport. Guys are still kind of like, oh yeah, that'll work, like BS. But it worked pretty well, and I wound up taking second in that event. I do have to say, Dave Daly is a beast. He took first in this whole contest. He took first in that medley. He's so tall. He didn't even deadlift with a suit, and he got 780, which was freaking amazing. And you know, he's a tall dude. And so, I mean, the deadlift, you would imagine, is even more difficult. So with the deadlift, at least for me, I haven't been able to deadlift for quite a while, and I just started training it probably about 2 months ago. You know, for the first time in, let's say, somewhere between 14 and 16 months, due to the injury that I had at the Arnold in 2012. And I'm really happy with my performance in the deadlift, even though I took 5th place. You know, you can't negate a PR. I've never deadlifted 750, and I was able to deadlift 750 without a hitch, which is a big thing for me, because, you know, I always have issues on my top half, and I think it's because my bottom half isn't as good a technique as I should be, but, you know, that's the way it is for me, and I always struggle through that. You just saw the press medley. I told the crowd right before I went up for the press medley, I said, you guys better get your cameras out, because it's going to be a smoke show. And a couple people were laughing. Maybe a couple people took me seriously, but, you know, I went out there and did the deed and took first in that event. Just moved through. I felt it was basically flawless. I have a couple issues with keg pressing, but I mean, you know, that's the way it goes. I was really happy about that log press, though, because the log was giving me some issues in training. My log is a real pain in the butt as far as balance, as far as a couple other things. So when I got to the contest and got on that big dog strong log, those things are balanced like perfectly, and the grip on the clean is super nice. It's really nice equipment, which makes it really easy to compete with in contests, which means the athletes are able to put on a better show for the crowd, which was awesome. I haven't, like, that was my quickest run in all my training of that event, so I was super happy about it. This medley was also kind of a burner. You're going to see me flop over and lay on my stomach because my legs were so pumped up after that drag. You know, those of you that follow my training know that I don't have a chain like this to drag with, and I don't really have a yoke to train with either. So, you know, I was really happy to take first in this event. It was really close between Daly and myself right here. I believe I took first in that one only by about 0.2 seconds, and you know, leading into the stones, I was ahead by 1 point. I knew I had to put up a big performance. Daly didn't go that quick through the first 4 stones, so I one-motioned the first 2, and then the third one popped up, and right here you're going to see me really mess this up. I thought I had it on the lip, and I didn't. It was a 360 stone. I brought it up. I tossed it up there, and it kind of slid out on me. And that was the contest. That was it. It was kind of over. I lapped this 400. And, you know, the fact that I had to basically load that 360, and with a little bit of humidity that I wasn't used to, I made the mistake of not taping up my arms, not wearing any stone sleeves or anything like that, and so there's a little bit of moisture on my arms. It was just too slick, and I couldn't get it out of my lap. I know 400 isn't a huge weight for me to stone load, but it's just, you know, sometimes you get small errors like that, and that's, you know, that's pro strongman. You cannot have mistakes like that. It was a super tight contest, and you know, it's like I've said for quite a while. Any athlete can take first in any of those pro strongman contests because all of the athletes are so tightly grouped, and you know, you cannot make any mistakes. If you do, you may very well be giving up first place, and you know, that's the name of the game, is making sure that you're at the top, making sure your runs are flawless, making sure you're definitely strong enough to do the lifts. It was an awesome experience. Got to hang out with Brian Shaw, Dimitar, Savatinov, got to hang out with Johnny a whole lot, Rob Kearney, just a bunch of awesome guys. And everybody in the pros are just so cool. Everybody has respect for one another, and it was just an absolute blast. I want to thank Aaron Mullen for putting it on. If it goes on again next year, there's a really, really good chance I'm going to be going, just because the awesome hospitality that Aaron has, and the crowd was great. It was a lot of fun. Like I mentioned, there was prize money up for this, so I appreciate Aaron's efforts and everything like that. It was just such a blast. So thank you out to Core. You know, thank you to Aaron, and thank you to my sponsors again, my fans, my family, my fiance Allie. Everybody's been great to me. And I got 6 weeks until this show comes up, or 6 weeks till Nationals. So I guess I'm gonna get on commentating my weekly trainings, and I will catch you guys in those videos, and I'll see you guys at Nationals in Las Vegas.